All right, so hopefully we have sound now. I'm going to quickly check to make sure, and then we should be good to go. Let's see. And we do. Confirmation. All right. If anything is wrong with the stream, just let me know in the chat. There was some issues before with my streaming software, and I don't know, I got it working just in time, but yeah, in case something goes wrong, then let me know about it. In today's stream, we're going to be doing the second part for Tommy Emmanuel's version of Imagine. And in case you missed the first one, even though I hate to see you go from this stream, but then I think it makes more sense to check out that video first and learn from there. But if you feel like sticking around and, you know, every once in a while ask a question or whatever, you know, feel free. That's all good, of course. In today's lesson, I'm going to be doing the pre-chorus, verse 3, verse 4, and then the second pre-chorus. The reason I'm not doing the whole thing in one go, first of all, is it would take me quite a while, and some of my cameras are on batteries, and I don't think they would last the whole stream. Secondly, I don't know the song well enough to go through the whole thing from start to finish. It's weird because I transcribed it, and I have been working on it, but because I'm also working on a guitar course at the moment, there's just a little bit less, what do you call it? Yeah, there's a little bit less time to do these kinds of things. I'm getting a notification here. I'm not really sure if it's, I'm assuming it's still streaming, but it gives me an error. So if somebody can please let me know whether it's all good, that would be wonderful. Anyways, so let me get started on the pre-chorus. I'm going to play that for you first, and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. So I'm going to start with my hands-on view. Here we go. Let me play that again. All right, so what do you start with? It starts with a G chord, and because our E string is tuned down to D, our ring finger is going to be in a different position. So our ring finger is going to be in fifth of the, well, I'm still going to call it an E string. E string, so you play E, D, then you play open B. I pick that with my middle finger. Then hammer on with your index finger in 3, and then you make a pull-off to open. So then you pick third again of that same string. Right? Then what you do is you move your ring finger to a fourth position, add your index finger in second of the G string, and you play E, D, and G together, like this. Thumb, index, middle. Then you play D, G, and then with either your middle finger or ring finger, you play your high E string. And when you do, you make a grace note hammer on in second, so like this. You pick it again, then you put your thumb on second of your E string, and you play it. And normally this one would still be, that one would still be ringing. You make a hammer on in third, pull off to second, and then open, right? So you have. All right, let's do that again. And something I forgot to mention, when we're playing that transition from the G to the D over F sharp, what's happening is that I play the first part ring finger, and then the hammer-on is not actually with my index finger. That's a little mistake I made there. It's with your middle finger. So there you make a slight position adjustment so you get this. Right? Because it makes it easier to play that D over F sharp. At your thumb, right? Hammer-on pull-offs, okay? And then we get to the next part. I'm going to go to my hands-on view again. So with that thumb in second, then you play with your pick. You play up, 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 right? So thumb pick. So that is D, A, E. And then what you do is you go with your ring finger or pinky to 12, just above the strings on A through E, and you play. So that's all down, so E, A, D, G, and then E, B, G, D, like that. Let's see if I can find. Oh, A, I'm not, so that's weird. I'm not seeing the chat on OBS, but I am seeing it now on YouTube. So yes, the tab is available on Patreon. So if you can, if you need it, that's where you can find it. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. Why didn't I see that chat? So maybe I moved this window. Sorry for the interruption, but I want to make sure I know what's going on. Okay. So we had those harmonics. Right? Then you get the next part. And I'm going to switch to my hands-on view again. Here we go. So what do you do? So here what we play is open A, G, and B string. When we play it, index finger makes a hammer-on in second position, so like this. You play it again with middle finger and index finger, there, right? Then you play open A to second to fourth. But that fourth is with ring finger, and simultaneously you fret second of G and B, right? So we get. Then what we do is we play this. So that is a minor third interval. So index finger is on B3, middle finger on G4. We play it sort of staccato, and then we slide into the same interval, but then a whole step up. So in fifth and sixth position, right? Then we get this part. So what you do, first on the open A string, you do down, up, down, up. That's it. Down, up, down, up. And then normally I would have still had that interval here. So index finger on B5 and middle finger on G6. You play it with pointer finger and middle finger. Make a hammer-on with ring finger and pinky, both in seventh, right, on G and B. So then my index finger is now fretting fifth on A as well, and I'm picking that with my ring finger, right? So then, because I kept my ring finger and pinky there, I play G and B again with my index finger and middle finger, and then I make a pull-off, so like this. Then I move here to a D triad in first inversion. So that is ring finger on D4, index finger on G2, and middle finger on B3. And actually, I would have my index finger flat on all three of those strings. You play it with thumb, pointer, and middle. You make a pull off. So now we're hearing the A triad. So and then you put them back on like that. Okay? So slowly again. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to reload that. Maybe that makes sense somehow. Okay, so let's do that one more time. All those 4 bars. 3, 4. And there you go. Then we go to just a question, by the way, for anyone who's watching. Like, is the image really choppy? Is it sort of like really laggy or whatever? Because I'm getting some weird things here. If anyone can confirm, I'm still getting that error showing, which is quite annoying, actually. So if anyone is watching this, please let me know. That'd be great. Okay, so now we go to verse 3, and that goes like this. Oh, wait a second. I'm thinking of a different one. Sorry, again. Oh, thanks, Gerald. That's good to know. Yeah, it's good that everything seems to be okay. Maybe it's just my computer. So what do? So you start with that D in the C shape, I guess, again. So you start with playing open E string to open A, right? Both with the thumb. Then you have your index finger on second of your G. You play it and you make a grace note pull off like that. Then you play that 4th position of the D string, open G, and then second of G again. So then we go to D major 7 with F sharp in the bass. So that is index finger second on G and B, open D, and ring finger is in 4th of your low E string. Then you play E, D, then G and B together. Then you do that flicked down, and then you pick it up again, like that. All right, so. Then what you do is you turn this into a G add 9. So now index finger is just fretting second of G and pinky is on 5th of your low E string. You play the E string, G and B, and then with the thumb you strum D, G, and B, right? Then you play bass, bass, and then you play D, G, B, and then we go to 1st position, to 2nd position, middle finger, and then we slide to 3rd, right? So like this. Okay? So those 2 bars. Then we go to the next bar, it goes like this. Oh, sorry. So there you play D and G string open, make a hammer on in second of that G. So then you play A, D. Then we get that grace note pull off again from second on G to ring finger 4th of the D string, open G, and then index finger second again. So Then what you do is you play E string, A string, and then D and B in second. So I put my index finger flat there, like this. Then open A, and then open D and B string. All right? So then we go to a normal G chord. Well, normal as normal goes, of course. Pinky in 5th position of your E string, and you play E, D, G and B, E, E, and then D, G string with index finger in second. So, sorry. And then here it is all, it's actually all hammer-ons and slides. Like this. So it's open B, hammer on to first with your index finger, hammer on to middle finger in second, and then you slide to third. So, all right. So, like this. All right. So those two bars together, so that will be starting on bar 19. All right, I have to take off my thumb pick for a second because my thumb is getting numb. So hopefully that's clear so far. So that was your pre-chorus and your verse. Verse 3, that is. So next up is going to be verse 4, which starts at bar 21, and then we'll finish off with pre-chorus 2. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so I can start again. My thumb is not numb anymore. Here we go. So after having played, then you end up back to your D chord. So you play open E and D string. So what you do is you have that D over F, D and sort of the C shape again. So that is index finger prepared in second of G, ring finger in fourth of D. You start off by playing open E and E together. Then you play A, D, and then G, G, D, G. Again. Then you go to that D major 7 over F sharp. So you play E, D, and then G and B. You flick D, G, and B, and then you pick it on the way back up like that. So then you go to that G at 9 again. So you pick E string with your thumb, then G and B with pointer finger, middle finger, then D string, and then that is the same as what you played before. So you get this. They get sort of a repeat, but of course it's Tommy Emmanuel, so it's not a complete repeat. So you play, again, that D in the C shape kind of thing. You start with open E strings, then D string twice, and then that pull off from second of G, right? Then fourth of D, open G, second of G, right? So then you play open E, open D, and then second position of G and B, like that. Then you add your ring finger in fourth of the E string, and you pick second of G. So you get. Okay, so that bar, 3, 4. Then you go to the G chord. Sorry. Oh my goodness. All right, sorry. Hopefully that laugh wasn't too loud. Here we go again. So. There you go. That's the one. Okay, so what you do here is you get that G chord, so you play E and G and B. Then you get D, G, B, G, D, A. All right? And with that, it's thumb is basically picking the wounded strings, and then index finger and middle finger do G and B string there. So. And then we get that harmonics section again. However, now he plays it a little bit different. So here he's picking middle finger B string, index finger G string. So, and then you move to 12th position. So there you pick with your thumb, pick 12 on the D, and then middle finger B, index finger G, and then you move a little bit and you play 12 of your A string to D string, and then open G with your index finger. So again. So those 4 bars of verse 4 go like this. Sorry, 3, 4. All right, so I'm going to take a quick intermezzo to tune my strings because I'm hearing all kinds of funny stuff. But of course, if it's out of tune, it ain't that funny to you. That's what I think. This should be D. This one should be G. Almost there. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Awesome. All right. Let's see. So that brings us to pre-chorus 2, and that is the last section we're going to be covering for today. And then I think I have another live stream tomorrow evening. Maybe I will do the next part. However, I might also start something new and finish this one off next week, because if you're really working on this song, I would find it very impressive if you could sort of memorize all of that in a single day. Well, maybe you can actually. I mean, it's not impossible, of course, but yeah, it's not usually what happens. Anyways, I'll see. So here comes pre-chorus 2. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments. I will read it, and I'll try to answer it as best as I can. Are you ready? Chorus number 2 coming up. I'm going to switch to my hands-on view now. All right, let's see. I'll play it for you first. Here we go. Oh my goodness, here we go again. I wasn't prepared. Let's do that again. think that was decent enough. Let's see. Yes, in the tablature, so somebody's saying, Jerry is saying, Jerry, one moment you're Gerald and the other moment you're Jerry. That's interesting. All the chords are at the top of the tabs. Yes, it is. So it makes it a little bit easier to remember all that stuff. So what you do, so you start with this part, right? That's the same as with pre-chorus 1. And then what you do is you play that D over F sharp, you play the E string and then D and G, right? You get that hammer on. Play that with my ring finger. Second position of E, and then hammer on, pull off, right? So you get then we get this part, so you play so what you do is you play B string, G string, D string, just ring finger, middle finger, index finger. So we already have that thumb here in second, so you play it with your thumb. And then you go to open E string, A string, harmonic in 12 on the D string, open G, and then 7th of E, up, 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 up to D, right? So let's see. Then you play index finger second of the B string, A, second of A, fourth of A together with second of G and B. So like, and we get those two minor third intervals again, right? You keep those two fingers there. Add your ring finger in seventh of the D string. So we have an A chord there. And there we play up, down, down, up, down. And that last downstroke is played short. So it's like up, down, down, up, down. And that is followed by this part. Actually, he plays it apparently with his pick, sorry. So you have ring finger on B5, slide up to 7, index finger E5, and then you make a grace note slide from 7 to 5, and then a pull off to third. So, okay. So, pre-chorus 2. Sorry. And then it goes into the chorus, but I really need to practice that, to be honest. Full disclosure, I really, really, really need to practice that before I can do a tutorial on that. So that means that we've covered now bars 1 to 28. And the chorus section isn't too long. I see that I still have some extra things that I have to add to the tablature, which I will over the course of this week. Because there's a chorus, but then it seems that there is also a bridge. And yeah, there's a lot of new stuff happening. Oh, and then of course all the harmonics at the end. Wonderful, wonderful. What did I get myself into here? Well, I'm gonna wish you all a great week. No, wait a second. I'm live streaming again tomorrow at 7 p.m. so that Pacific time. So that may be a better time for you. So it's not likely that I'm going to do the chorus of Imagine tomorrow. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what I'll do. So it's going to be a surprise lesson. That might be wonderful. Anyways, wishing you all a great week in case I don't see you tomorrow. And otherwise, I'm going to see you at the next live stream.